Hi there, it's Christy. I'm here to share my last half of 2018 Project Life album. I finished this a few months ago now, but haven't really had time to share. So now that I am on my spring break, I thought I would do a couple album share videos for you all. I wanted to use a lot of Feed Your Craft products for this album, just like my last album, which was January to June for 2018. So for this album, July to December 2018, I wanted to use Feed Your Craft, but I also wanted to bring in some items from my stash. So you're going to see a bit of a departure from my last album. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it makes me really happy to use products I love mixed with items from my stash. So I have been in the habit of using black and white photos for my cover pages. And so I carried that on, and then you're going to really see that I brought in lots of different products. So for this album, for this layout, there's lots of items from the Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler kit, so these large chipboard words, and then also lots of the papers that I used are from that as well. I also brought in some chipboard from the Good Vibes collection by Crepe Paper, and then some of these big chipboard alphas from Studio Calico. So just using a nice mix of those. This album is pretty chunky, and that's because there's a lot of inserts. In the summer, we tend to do lots and lots of activities, so I have lots of inserts. So this is one, and I used a 4x6 page protector, and it's just documenting summer camp that my daughter attended. So every day we dressed her up in a princess dress, so I just wanted to include those photos. And it was also Nora's birthday, so we had lots of photos from her birthday. We went bowling, and also her birthday party, which was Care Bear themed, so we have lots of photos of that. So again, which I think my signature is using lots of bright colors and labels and layering. That's what I would say is kind of my signature. So I kind of continued with that. I didn't depart from that at all. But kind of restricting my layering a little bit, going a little bit simpler. But like I said, lots of photos. So here's another insert. Again, celebrating Nora's birthday just with family. Erin and I had a nice dinner out. We went to the science center. I have so many alphas in my collection, so many thickers, so many alphas. So I don't think last album I used a lot of these, but I really do need to use those up, so I used some of those. I love the color scheme in this layout. Lots of muted neutral tones with pops of this blush pink. Again, using cards from my stash. These two cards have probably been in my stash for like 4 years. So I use those, and then some papers from the sampler kit as well, and then some chipboard. This is Gossamer Blue, so again, super old. This is Ali Edwards, also pretty old. We went to watch my husband play slow pitch, so we have some pictures of that. I just love the pops of blue in this layout as well. Another insert 4x6, so mixing and matching collections and paper pads and just making it work. And how I operate is usually picking one paper or one pattern and just building the entire layout from that. So for this layout, it was this beautiful floral, and I just went deep into my stash to find things that worked. So this is a Feed Your Craft card. This is just a Gossamer Blue card with a little tiny word sticker. I made my own kind of 4x6 card here with just some white cardstock. Still in the habit of using my Instax printer for one photo a week. Another photo heavy week, we went to my parents' house for the parade in their small town that they live in. And so I have an insert with photos from the parade, and then a trip to the zoo, Lots of photos from that. This acrylic piece is from the sampler kit as well, and just layered some puffy stickers in behind. And this this rubber piece is from Studio Calico, and I just stapled it on there with my tiny attacher. Now, this is a week trip that we took to BC, and instead of limiting my photos or doing a mini album, I did like 4 layouts for this week. So lots of photos, but I like the stories that were told and how many photos I was able to include. So another layout from that week, and again bringing in the alphas. I love this, and I haven't done it in a long time, but wanted to add some pops of black. And another layout that I love, very limited in the embellishments, but and even the cards. There's really only the 2 cards for the entire layout, but I wanted to include all these photos and all these stories, and again using lots of things, simple stories, tiny word stickers, pink fresh hearts. Like, just these things are so old but I still love them. So, and I think this, well, maybe it was 5 layouts for this week which it seems insane, but again, didn't want to limit it. So this is pretty fun layout for me. These cards, when I received them in a Studio Calico kit, I don't even remember when, I was like, I'm never going to use those, but I really like how they paired with the greens in the photos and some of the pinks in my daughter's clothing. So, like that one. This is probably one of my favorite layouts, all using Feed Your Craft goodies. Well, not necessarily all, but this 4x6 card and this one with the houses. And yeah, lots of just little embellishments from there. And this is documenting a trip to a place called Enchanted Forest, and it's all about fairy tales and little houses, so I thought that was pretty cool. Something different for me is this black and white layout. So I'll just remove that for a second. But black and white layout, I think it all started with me wanting to use these Harry Potter cards. So I went on a Harry Potter pub crawl this week, and I knew I had these Harry Potter cards in my stash, so I built them around these two, and I just went with a black and white theme. After the fact, my friend Tara gave me this washi tape that says Expecto Patronum, so I thought I definitely needed to add that onto there. And again, a little bit of pops of gray as well, and just went through and tried to find anything that kind of went with it. Something else that I did this year that was a little bit different was with my inserts, that was more like memorabilia, like this certificate for Adeline's first haircut. I coordinated the back to match the layout, so I just took a piece of pattern paper to match, and I really like how that works. This ideally is not matching, obviously, neon green with a black and white layout, but I think this kind of just tones it down a little bit. This layout, I kind of recruited some of my Instagram and YouTube followers to help me out with finding mermaid goodies. This week, Nora attended a camp where they got to dress up like a mermaid, and so I didn't have any mermaid stuff in my stash, so a few very, very generous people sent me some mermaid goodies, so stickers and papers and all kinds of stuff that I used in this layout. Also talked about going back to school and organizing my classroom and supplies, another trip to Callaway Park, which is a local amusement park, and of course getting my hair done. I love this one too, just the colors in this and just the photos really too. Yeah, heading back to school, made a big change from teaching third grade to going to kindergarten. So wanted to include that photo. The girls came to visit my classroom, and we also went to a slow pitch tournament where the girls were playing, and also a sunflower fields or sunflower maze. We got our first snow, and I went back to stamping large date stamps onto my title cards, but again bringing back some layering and just using these two cards again, like so old in my collection, but wanted to use those, and then some goodies from the sampler kit as well. Brought in some wood veneer and stamped it black just to include pops of black. I just think that really grounds a layout. This I think would probably be one of my least favorite layouts, but again there was elements in cards that I want to include. So this one I wanted to include, and also this one that says book review, and I liked how those paired. So again, I just kind of built the layout around there. And participated in a challenge at my gym and want to include that, and again just kind of backed the certificate with some pattern papers to match. I like how I love the colors in this one too, and just using these leaves. When I got this collection from Maggie Holmes like forever ago, I loved these leaves instantly, but then I just kind of was hoarding them, so I wanted to make use of those, and just again kind of all the photos in here are kind of more muted. There wasn't a lot of bright colors, so I wanted to kind of experiment with colors in the embellishments that were also kind of muted. I did a relay run, so each team member ran 4 kilometers and at the zoo, and we got these adorable medals, and I wanted to include a photo of those as well. Into October now, I celebrated my birthday and my nephew's birthday. He was turning 5. More snow, like tons and tons of snow, and so lots of snowy pictures. Building Olaf the snowman, and dressing up like turkeys. My class dressed up like turkeys, and I think I teach 2 classes, so I think I have both their photos here as well. About a month ago, when I finished this album, I went to a local crop and I accidentally dropped my album and into the snow, and so the tops of my pages got a little bit wet and sticky, so I spent the first part of that crop kind of drying things out. But this year I have been printing exclusively with Persnickety Prints, and they're waterproof, so I wasn't panicked, I wasn't crying. The lady I was sitting across from said, "I'm surprised you're not crying," and I said, "Well, they're all waterproof, so I'm not upset like I would be if I had printed with my Selfie or other printers." So I've seen this done lots with the vellum, and I wanted to try it, so I stamped the dates and then covered it with vellum. Celebrated my birthday, went to the funeral of my husband's grandpa, and also to the Corn Maze Pumpkin Festival. These cards are from Studio Calico. I've used them before, but I wanted to use them again. I used the puffy stickers from Pink Fresh, and then my just alpha stamp. And then I repeated it again this following week with Adeline. Did another 5K run with my coworkers in honor of one of my coworkers' daughters who passed away. And just, yeah, lots of photos, lots of layering, but again, keeping the title cards really simple. And again, the theme of this year, I guess, was 5K runs. I didn't back this one, but I might go back and do that one as well. And I didn't, now that I think about it, I didn't do that one either, but it doesn't bother me. I loved this paper, and so again just kind of went from there. Lots of Halloween themed photos for this one. Not a lot of cards, not a lot of color, letting the photos do a lot of the work. this was Halloween week, and so there's pumpkins and costumes galore. Did an insert with the girls in their costumes, and lots of journaling about the night. This is really fun. This is from, oh, now I can't think of the name. It's on here somewhere. It'll come to me. But one of the letterboard companies, I think it's called, oh man, one of the letterboard companies has had this printable around Halloween time, and so I printed it out and really wanted to involve Nora in counting up all the candy that we got. So we had to make some changes to some of the items because we're in Canada and we just we don't have Butterfinger and Nestle Crunch, and all those things aren't really that popular. And so the miscellaneous is mostly things that are Canadian that just weren't on here. So the printable's from Letterfolk. I knew it was on here somewhere. So Letterfolk, they make lots of letterboards and vintage items, and it's a really, really cool company. So you can check out their website for that printable as well. I plan on hopefully including this type of thing annually and just kind of seeing how things change. I love this layout. This was a week I just did not have a lot of photos, and so the day home my girls attend sent me this photo and I just loved it, so I printed it as a 6x8. This also is printed from Persnickety Prints, but this was a 4x6 card that I just cut in half and put it into 2 separate pockets. I liked that too. Love the color scheme in this. We went to Disney on Ice. I went to a 3-day scrapbooking crop, included some tickets. And this one too I really liked. I have another insert there. Just lots of photos to include always. Lots of feed your craft going on in this layout. Into the end of November and December, setting up the tree, visiting Santa, lots of photos from that as well. I've seen this done lots, but had never really done it, but including the numbers on photos just to do a bit more journaling. Nora, we went to see the Grinch, we made cookies, Nora had a dance recital, Adeline had a little performance as well. We had a pancake and pajama party. I included a picture that Nora drew. I just love the way she draws her people. They're so cute. And even now, like 4 months later, she draws her people totally different than this. So I like seeing that progression and just having that. Like, yes, my album is pretty chunky, but I'm just so thankful to have that in there. More Santa pictures, dressing up like elves, going to see Santa again, going to Heritage Park. Our Jane home did a little nativity thing. So again, mixing and matching. These are Feed Your Craft. This is in a creative bubble, stash. Oh, just so much stuff mixed together. This, I knew I wanted to use this card from In a Creative Bubble, so this layout is not kind of festive in typical festive colors, but I wanted to make use of some of these leftover cards and things I had from my December daily, so I used that. And then lastly is my books read in 2018. I'm sure you've maybe seen this on Instagram, but again, lots of Feed Your Craft and just mixing and matching supplies and embellishments and stamping. I want to do more stamping. I have so many stamps. So yeah, and then just ending it out really simple. Again, black and white photos, some Allie Edwards and some Ellie Studio acetate hearts. I wanted to do more with this layout, but once I just kind of laid everything out, I said, you know what, that's pretty good. It's the last layout in the album. It's probably not going to get a lot of views, and so I was happy with just how it came together. So I have yet to start 2019. I do have photos printed for the first 12 weeks or so, but I haven't started working on that. I'm attending a crop at the end of April, 3-day crop, so I hope to tackle a lot of it then. I also kind of want to redo Nora's baby album, 6x8 baby album, which might sound insane, but kind of want to redo it. I'm just not happy with how it turned out, so I want to redo that. So I have lots of projects on the go. I hope to share some more album shares in the near future. Hopefully December Daily 2018 is complete. It's a miracle. December Daily 2017 is not yet complete. I'm so close, hopefully to tackle that soon. But I want to thank you so much for watching, continuing to watch. I know there's been a lull, but again, I hope to continue sharing sporadically. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the album, and we'll see you soon. Bye.